Be-ba-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-ba.
Ta-da!
We do.
We do. Yeah.
What's up?
Ba-ba-doo-doo-ba-ba-da-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum.
Scrambled eggs.
Oh, baby, I hear.
Yeah, it's that one.
And here we go again.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Oh, here it goes, here it goes, here it goes again. Oh, here it goes again.
Excellent.
I should have known again.
Oh, here it goes again.
A well-behaved woman is trim and proper. Chores always done, not a hair out of place. When the husband comes home, she greets him with a smile.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Are you tired of Hitler?
I feel no shame.
Okay, one liar as a kid can find another liar.
I want that stricken from the record.
How else is she gonna learn if she doesn't have a feather?
I can butt fuck in the big house.
You're a mess, girl. I am here to audition for Babysitters Club extras. I brought my own hammer.
And then it fades away. Like
Yeah, you don't even have your headphones on. You already know.
I can hear it through this fucking thing. It's
Oh.
playing real loud.
Oh.
That's okay. As long as I know that I'm being heard, that's fine. I just want to feel heard.
You are.
I was going to say, it
heard.
sounds
I
like something you
just
should talk to
wanna
your
feel heard,
therapist
okay?
about.
This job that I want to get is, like, it's not much, but man, it would be full-time employment, and that would
dope.
mean I'd get health insurance for
Yeah.
the first time in a while.
That's what we're looking forward to here.
Shit. Yeah.
What's up?
Not much.
Hit me.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm waiting for you.
We're doing a fucking
What are we even
podcast.
doing here?
Welcome back to another episode of Well-Behaved Women, or if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to Well-Behaved Women. My name is B. I'm joined as always by our co-hosts Lauren
Hi.
and Hannah, Zombie Hannah Moses.
Hello.
My girls. And we're gonna tell a little campfire story about another badass woman of history for good or for bad around the bond here.
Do-do-do-do.
I'm scared of fire.
So what do you got for us this week, Miss Lauren?
I've got a pretty... This is going to be a two-parter.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll be the only spoiler I'll give you. So
Well, all right then.
if you want to, we can do an on this year.
On this year in history.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. The Treaty of Paris is signed,
Aha.
ending the Second Huguenot Rebellion.
Gasp.
King Charles I is crowned, but his wife declines to participate because the coronation is a non-Catholic ceremony.
Boo-hoo.
St. Peter's Basilica is consecrated on the 1300th anniversary of the previous church in that spot.
Sheesh.
And the Würzburg and Bamberg witch trials start, which lead to the mass execution of hundreds of people over the next few years.
What do you think, Hannah?
Oh, let me think. $1670s?
Okay.
I'm gonna say 1818.
Okay. Can I get a little, like... Hannah gets it.
I do.
Well, you both lost because you both went over.
Well, sure.
But Hannah's closer.
Oh, we both went over. Dear
Yeah, you
Lord.
both
I
went
just
over.
lost better.
The Treaty of Paris. I don't even know what that is. It just sounded old.
Oh, no. Charles I is what threw me around because I'm like, oh, I know. It's somewhere in there.
So it's 16 what?
It's 1626.
Aha.
Ah.
Gustavus Adolphus and Maria Eleonora were the king and queen of Sweden.
Christ.
Sweden.
Sweden.
In 16... the whole episode. Go for it. Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm a little Swedish here, so...
I'm the Swedish chef.
So am I, okay? I don't
Oh,
care.
you are?
Yes, so let's make fun of it.
I was just being
Annika, too.
facetious.
Yeah.
In 1626, a war between the Poles and the Swedes was newly underway.
Sweden did get into a lot of wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Queen Maria, who was a Brandenburg before she got before she got married. She's from Germany. She had been pregnant 3 previous times.
Whoa.
The goal was obviously to have a male heir. Her first pregnancy ended in a miscarriage. The second one produced a baby girl, Christina,
Aw.
who died when she was a year old.
Oh.
There it is.
I was trying to make a patriarchy joke, but...
The third pregnancy resulted in the stillbirth of a baby boy.
Oh, shit. Then people thought she was a witch.
And the fourth pregnancy, the baby was very much anticipated. When Maria gave birth, the baby was born en caul, which means the amniotic sac hadn't ruptured in birth.
Oh, shit.
And when they opened it up, the baby inside had a loud and low cry.
Okay.
It was covered in hair, and it had a large nose.
Oh.
A demon!
I
Sounds like a donkey.
maybe know this story?
The midwives and royalty in the room were overjoyed. They finally had their male heir, and word went to the king right away.
Quasimodo.
Do you think you know who it is?
Well, now I'm not so sure. And I would never be able to remember the person's name, so it doesn't really matter.
Gustavus was overjoyed, as this was a miracle at this point that the child had survived.
Yeah,
at
like
all.
that's... Okay, check up. Yes, perfect.
The boy's alive.
He made sounds. We
The
know
boy's
this.
alive.
That's hilarious. Swedish chef. That's his inspiration.
Hurgen.
The boy's alive. What? Yes.
It all sounds like IKEA furniture.
Yeah, it's just a Swedish chef. That's just goofing.
Then the baby was cleaned up a bit, and they realized that they had made
A horrible error.
Uh-oh. Was it a girl?
grave mistake. The baby was not a boy, but a very...
Big car.
Very big car.
The baby was not a boy,
She was a Honda Accord.
but a very hairy baby girl.
Well,
How hairy.
Neat.
Hairy.
super. hairy.
Enough for multiple sources to say this baby was fucking hairy.
Like, inhuman?
So when babies are born, they have like these little like fuzzes, like the peach fuzz all over there.
Oh, but they're so small.
But there's a lot more of it, and it gets a lot longer sometimes.
Oh, I did not know
So
that.
Baby was
babies
just
can be
covered in
covered in
hair.
fur. Yeah.
See how much I know about babies. It's very
Furby.
limited.
The original Furby.
Wow. Since the dawn of
They
time,
put her in a
there have
closet and she
been
still
the
wouldn't shut
Furby.
up.
I love you.
Shut up! God!
I love you.
Shut up! No, you don't.
Furby is watching. Furby's always watching.
Somebody take the batteries out of her.
That doesn't stop it. Haven't you seen the...
Furby's still watching.
Kick her down the stairs.
Furby is becoming self-aware.
All right. Somebody get a pillow. Get a pillow. You hold her down.
Furby is curious at the meaning
Who
of
named her
life.
Furby? Who named her Furby?
Furbies were whack. Anyway.
All right, sorry. So she's a very hairy girl. Oh my God.
very hairy
Life
girl.
is over.
And
This
she's got
is
a big-ass nose, like a huge nose.
the biggest okay, yeah, sorry. This queen is going to get a lot of blame.
Say more.
So I think she's...
Why a lot of blame?
Well, because at the time they had no idea. They thought that the woman and her womb were they thought that is what determined the sex of the baby. Like, and so they didn't realize it's actually the sperm that does that. But they always I don't know, because Henry
You're
VIII
saying Maria Eleonora was about to get blamed, not the baby.
Correct.
Oh yeah, no, not the baby. I was talking about the mother.
I was like, that baby can't do shit.
I realized I left out some important context in my answer. Oops.
That baby can't change shit about what it was.
No. But the baby still holds on to the shame.
The baby is a helicopter.
Somebody do some helicopter noises.
It's a lawnmower. No, it's a helicopter. I'm just calling.
Lawnmowers of the sky.
Oh my god, that's true though.
Yeah, because lawnmowers have a blade that rotates down on top of... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's what happens when I'm fed.
Wonderful. Gustavus's half-sister Catherine was there for the birth. Not knowing how to tell this brilliant wartime commander that his son was in fact a car.
Yes, yeah.
But not just any car. A where car! Ooh.
Woo! their car.
The honkening.
Have we not seen that Futurama?
Oh, I have. Yes, I have.
The honkening.
I think that's what it's called, the episode, I think.
No, not knowing how to tell this brilliant wartime commander that his son was in fact a daughter, she just showed him the baby.
Here. So it's like, I imagine it's like that meme. I imagine that it's like that meme.
Literally, what B just did is like, you hand the baby to the dad,
and then you just go, don't
take
shoot,
a few steps away,
don't shoot.
And you're like, so take a look.
See, I just imagine it's
you see
like...
that? You see the thing
it
that I just
doesn't have a penis,
uncovered?
but it is pretty hairy.
Well, it's like that meme where you sheepishly walk up to your parents' bedroom in the middle of the night and you don't want to tell them that you just threw up in the hallway.
So there's another kind of theory that gets bounced around a lot, is that there's a chance, and this is the very start of where the rumors go, is that the baby was born intersex, where it wasn't immediately apparent which one it was.
A medical anomaly at the time.
See.
Yes, so there is that theory that kind of goes forward, but I think it was a hairy fucking baby. And,
interesting.
Yeah. So he examined the baby, and he said, "She is going to be she is going to be clever, for she has taken us all in."
Yeah, also, what does hairy mean to Swedes? Like having eyebrows? Because Swedes aren't that hairy, really, are they?
It's all blonde, so it's see-through.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we mad about?
The disappointment they expected did not happen. In fact, he was so taken by her, he named her Christina,
All right.
after his mother.
Neat.
And the other daughter that he had.
Oh.
That's the second daughter he had named
So
Christina.
he's probably going to be like Catherine A and Catherine B.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
the first Christina died.
Yeah,
remember?
we're just gonna get a mulligan on this one. We're gonna try again.
yes. If this one lives, that one will be named Christina.
Okay.
Yeah, and if she dies, we won't use the name again. All right?
And if she dies, we'll just name the next one Christina.
Until one of them sticks.
Yeah, one of them is going to survive, goddammit, and they will be named after my mother.
If this baby doesn't live, we'll know it's the name that's cursed.
Well, once you go through Z and you can't find anything else.
You are sitting so far away from your microphone.
I know. I'm sorry. I was getting ready to...
All right. Second daughter named Christina.
Yeah, Christina too.
While Gustavus was quick to adjust and made sure the announcement of the birth was just as celebratory as if they'd had a son, Maria was far from receptive.
Whoa.
She likely had postpartum depression, as she'd become increasingly emotional and unreasonable over the last 4 or 5 years of miscarriages and death.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, no, totally unreasonable that she's having postpartum depression after something so hard on the body.
3 dead
and
babies.
So many miscarriages and dead babies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, she's unreasonable, that one.
And her, unreasonability, her emotional instability had kind of been recorded from, very early in the baby attempting efforts, where she would get kind of crazy jealous, or she'd really miss her husband who was in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of she would travel to these different places to go and spend time with her husband, because she would lose her fucking mind even more if not.
Damn.
Yeah.
Rough being pregnant, especially now. It's rough being pregnant now. It's very rough being pregnant back then.
Yeah. So the king decided to wait a few days before telling her that her son was actually her daughter.
Oh, shit.
Oh, she didn't even know, huh?
No,
they whisked the baby away.
They had announced that the baby was a boy, and then they took it away from the mom, from Maria, who probably went into okay, I'm going to sleep for 15 hours now.
Just wait, this baby boy doesn't have a ding dong.
Yeah. So she was fucking livid. They finally broke the news, and she big mad.
She big mad.
Quote, "Instead of a son, I am given a daughter, dark and ugly, with a great nose and black eyes.
Sheesh.
Bitch.
Take her from me. I will not have such a monster."
Oh my goodness. Well, you made her, lady.
Rude. So rude.
Super rude.
Yeah.
Quite rude indeed, actually.
God.
I can't imagine why, the idea of waiting to break the news to her seemed like a good idea, Can you imagine that first day just telling her that? Wake up, queen. By the way,
just gonna let you know.
Go back to sleep now, okay?
Yeah. Nighty-night. I'm sorry about
Bye.
that.
Sorry to interrupt.
You know what? Forget I said anything. Go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This is all a dream.
This is all a dream.
Christina had some incidents as a girl.
Really?
She fell from a flight of stairs by accident.
Fell.
A beam fell onto her crib.
Oh.
And a nursemaid took the blame for dropping Christina on the stone floor, injuring her teeny tiny shoulder in a way that was forever crooked afterward.
Oh, shit. This poor baby.
Yeah.
They're just walking around with like a sack of flour. Nobody took any kind of like baby caretaking courses.
We've been watching a lot of Hill House, like all that stuff, and it sounds just like that.
We just started watching The Fall of the House of Usher, and
Chris is watching it too.
It's so good.
We also watched the Goosebumps series, the new one with Justin Long.
We started that, yeah. I've heard it's pretty good.
It's very
Which
funny.
one's that one on?
It's Disney
Netflix.
Plus.
Ah.
Yeah. Or Hulu, if you have Hulu.
I have Hulu, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Goosebumps with Justin Long. It's great. It's very, very funny.
It's like a modern remake, which is pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Christina's got a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
They fucked our girl up.
They fucked our girl up. She's got a crooked shoulder. It's a whole thing.
So she is Quasimodo. Damn, I was right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
In 1627, which is the next year.
Wait.
like the year
Was she
after
still
she was
super
born.
hairy, or did she grow out of
No,
that?
she grew out of the hair.
I just we
Do we
kind
know
of
that
left
for
it
sure?
on.
Although for the rest of her life, she was known for having like a big, crazy, curly hair. Like she always had a mane, but she lost most of like the body hair.
I see.
Or at
It
least
just
until
ended
puberty.
It was just like one of those toys you get where you can move the hair around. Woolly
What?
Willy. Woolly Willy.
Oh, okay.
It all migrated.
Yeah, I get it.
It's migrated upward.
So when Christina was a year old in 1627, Maria's brother and husband were officially enemies in the war that still raged on.
Nice.
Maria was lonely. She didn't like Sweden, and she was being kept from her family. She couldn't just go back and like hang out.
Where is she from?
She
Germany?
was from Germany,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but travel between countries was difficult, I think, because I don't fucking know why travel between these countries was difficult, because they were on the same side of a war, but I think it was just dangerous for royalty to kind of travel through during a battle. But it was part of the 30 Years' War, which was like basically a religious battle between Protestants and Catholics.
Yep.
Because religious people don't know when to keep their fucking hands to their fucking selves.
And all they had were like cannons and muskets. I'm sure the war took forever.
Meanwhile, Gustavus was having a ball raising Christina. When the cannons boomed from the castle, she would clap her little hands together and
Oh my
squeal
God.
with delight.
She loves chaos. She loves violence.
Yay!
Another one!
Yay!
It's my birthday.
for real, yeah.
Fireworks.
Good Christina.
Wow.
Good Christina. That's a good girl.
Oh, good God. Butchering it.
Am I, though?
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
I've heard Swedish people talk.
I've never heard them talk.
I have. Internet. It exists.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Did you forget this as a comedy podcast?
No, I know, but that's why I said you're butchering it. It's funny.
Let the good times roll.
Anyway, they'd go to military reviews, and Christina would join her little papa.
Her
For the
pots
cannon
are-
fire.
For the cannon fire, for like the little, the walks up
Military,
and down and all that
yeah.
shit that he was doing
Everybody
as a
doing
commander.
drills.
Nice,
Yeah, he
nice.
would just join. It would be like take your daughter to work day, but for war.
Love it.
Take your daughter to war.
Where do you think we should put the soldiers next? Here, papa. Okay. Done.
She walks by with one of those little sticks and is just like straightening some of the men. Trying to fix them up.
She's trying to line him up, and he's like,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, good girl. That's it. See, she knows her form. And you're like, how old? She's 2.
So, like, in a movie, despite them being, like, Swedish, they'd probably be given, like, British accents, because that's...
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, where they're like, we want the English
Game
audience.
of Thrones.
Right, and that's all.
Yeah.
And it's all I can think
Duh.
of them sounding
Yeah.
like in my head, like while they're having the thing is, Papa, straighten up your coat, you cunt.
Yeah.
Love it. Her young childhood was wildly inconsistent. While Gustavus loved spending time with her, the, quote, father of modern warfare was off waging war a lot. He had to leave her alone in the castle with her family.
Ah, shit. She didn't get to go and see the violence. That's unfortunate. She would love that.
When he was away, he entrusted the care of Christina to his half-sister Catherine and his confidant, a chancellor named Carr. One of these days, we're going to be like able to ID all of these engines.
A chancellor named Panelvan.
Volvo.
His friend F-150.
He was a duke.
Fuck. Anyway, the chancellor's name was Axel Oxenstierna.
Whoa, Axel.
Axel, yeah.
Axel.
Oxalotl Oxenfree.
Wow, fuck.
Axel Oxenfree.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Maria barely had a hand in the care, and she sank deeper and deeper into a depression.
Oh, God.
Only temporarily paused by watching Buffoons and Dwarves.
Buffoons and dwarves?
Oh, yeah, she loved her watching of Buffoons and Dwarves as her
Where
entertainment.
do you... Oh, no, I know exactly where we're going with this.
Oh, I thought you said...
I was thinking magical dwarves.
No, I thought you were going to say, where do you get them?
At the dwarf store.
That is insane that they were just like jesters, like, come here, small
I guess,
person.
yeah.
Dance
She's
for
like,
me.
I want funny people and tiny people.
Dance, small
Oh,
clown.
hey, this person that's deep in the depths of of untreated autism, come here and be a silly boy.
That's wild.
I'll give you a jingly hat.
I'm going to throw fireworks at your feet. Now dance.
Well, you have pretty much panic attacks in the middle of a social setting. Ha! That's funny, clown.
Well, I mean, I also think the English courts, the jester, would actually be a fairly, the royal jester, I guess. Yeah, it's a very coveted position, but if you're just calling in some any old, like, contract entertainment, it's not going to be...
So there was a difference, though, because...
with dignity.
There was a difference, because the jesters were included in the court. They were fairly well informed on what was going on, both internally in the court and internationally with all of the...
Well, yeah, you need stuff for your act.
Exactly. They needed to be able to be informed so that they could create their satire. Buffoons and dwarves were just literally people that were brought in to be funny because they looked and acted funny.
Oh, Joffrey does that.
Yes.
Do a flip.
Yes.
Well, he's like, drink that whole barrel of wine.
Or like the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where they have dwarf tossing.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. God, that movie made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That movie is wild.
It is very wild.
Well, the buffoonery never ends.
Her buffoons really kept her company, as did the dwarves. There were 7 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She caught it that time.
No, I did.
I know. I'm very proud of you. Thanks.
Are you?
Yeah.
You looked at me with this blank stare.
Anyway, her being distracted with all of her buffoonery and dwarvery.
Yeah, her TV show, as it were.
Yes, that was really fine with everyone involved because she just never showed affection for her daughter anyway. So it was just like easier for her to stay distracted with her shit, and Christina we can raise her with
I guess,
a lot more like governmental counsel.
Yeah, we can
The
do
way
this.
that her father would want. He literally is like, she's going to be educated and brought up just like I would bring up a king.
Yeah.
Or a little prince.
Yeah,
Whatever.
just in case.
Yeah.
This is plan B, so take care of it.
Pretty much, yeah. No, it's plan A. That's the only kid he had.
Oh, he wasn't going to
Christina was it.
Oh, but what? He wasn't going to try anymore?
Well, okay, so he complained a lot. Basically, he and Maria Eleonora had been married for like 6 or 7 years by the time that they had Christina too, and
I forgot.
he had a long history of basically complaining about like the fact that she was fucking insane, that she was was out of her mind most of the time, and he had a lot of complaints
So
about
he was
it.
just good. He was like, you know what, I'm fine.
Yeah,
It
like
doesn't
one
matter.
kid,
I'm
you know
good.
what? That's fine.
Even if it's a girl.
Yes, even if it's a girl.
He loved her way more than her mother did.
Okay.
It's clear by the story already.
Yes, for sure. But in 1632, Gustavus died in battle.
Oh!
Father of war!
Yeah, father of modern warfare. It was fucking gruesome. In the beginning of November, he saw Maria and he had a chance to say goodbye before riding into battle. Then he was shot in the back while riding his horse. He fell, was dragged away for a while before he freed himself from the horse.
Jesus.
But then after freeing himself, he was shot in the head, which pretty much did the trick. So he was found on the battlefield laying face down in the mud and stripped of everything but his shirt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even his pants.
Even the pants.
They wanted his pants, but not the
He
shirt.
just had his tunic on,
Leave
basically.
out his tiny penis for the world to see.
That could be really, fortunately,
Embarrass
probably.
him.
They probably did want to embarrass him. So why was he the father of modern warfare? What was the modern
That was just
thing?
his reputation, the way that he had,
He was like a general.
Yeah, he had a lot of strategies that were pretty newfangled for that point. And it really affected the way that even today we conduct wars.
Do we know how, what in particular?
I could go into that, but I really don't feel like it.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I went into my little Gustavus black hole, and I learned just enough. And then I'm done.
Okay, I will have to go look this up later.
Just kidding. No, I think a lot of it had to do with just the way that I think it had to do with introducing a little bit more guerrilla warfare because of the way that Sweden was situated, and maybe he was working there was, I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Okay.
I'm making wild assumptions even with the stuff that I just said.
Speculate wildly.
Let's speculate wildly. So before his death, though, he'd written to Axel, "If anything happens to me, my family will merit your pity. The mother lacking in common sense, the daughter a minor, hopeless if they rule, and dangerous if others come to rule over them."
Harsh words.
Not ominous at all.
Nope.
He knew.
So it's 1632, and his kingdom is now left to a car.
Which car, we'll never know.
The Toyota got everything.
He left behind a now 6-year-old daughter and a mentally unstable queen to raise her.
No!
Excellent. That spells... I don't know how I'm going to finish
What's
this
the
sentence.
Swedish word for
Yeah,
disaster?
It spells trouble.
It's spelled... Thank you.
Trouble. It's trouble. Terrible, terrible trouble.
I don't know this.
76 drumboats in the big parade.
The Music Man?
Nope.
It's a play.
Never seen it.
Really?
Hannah.
It's not my favorite, but it's a classic.
Same. Ditto.
Okay. This is
The
just
only
more
reason
proof
I know
why
of
you
the
gotta make
play
me watch
is
it for
because
our
literally
podcast.
up until the day he died, my grandfather was known as the Music Man of their town. Parades and plays and all that shit. It was all him. Yeah.
I had some friends that did a production of it that I saw.
It's great. The whole thing was a fucking mess. Maria was heartbroken. She continued her mental decline.
Yeah,
She became further and further offended at the fact that the governing council was pretty much determined to keep her from a regency role. She was like, well,
Car.
I'm out of here with a car.
yeah.
She goes, car coming.
I gotta go
Get
for
out the
cigarettes.
street.
Don't worry. I'll be right back.
Don't forget the milk.
Anyway, she wanted, basically we had a queen regent, right? And with most of the other queen regents that we've seen, they come to have a level of heightened power that they didn't have before because now their husband's dead. And even though the kid is the one in power,
She doesn't want to be left with her mom, but her mom is being undermined by the authorities.
the mom wants to be in charge.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And they're
but
saying,
she's fucking cuckoo banana
Yeah.
pants.
They said, no.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No. So,
No, she was.
Yeah, she's nuttier than squirrel shit.
King Gustavus, his half-sister, Catherine. Yeah, Catherine.
That was a good one.
Thanks. Dad jokes 101.
I had never...
What?
I don't know why.
Nuttier than squirrel shit?
I've never heard that before.
Really?
Yeah. Never heard that one.
An apple that fell off a crazy tree?
I mean, I've always heard the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. So if you have a crazy apple, it fell from the crazy tree.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Maria Eleonora is in a regency role, but she is basically given zero level of power. And
Nobody's
she's like,
taking her seriously.
wait a minute. Gustavus's mom, she was also in a regency role. Why can't I do what she did? And so the council literally lied to her and said that was just a title. Gustavus's mother hadn't actually been in charge. This was a blatant fucking lie. But most of them had heard Gustavus speak enough of this mentally ill wife for it to be pretty much the consensus.
And nobody's going to let her do anything.
Yeah, she should not be in charge of anything.
Everybody's like, here, you want to...
Go play with your dwarves.
Here's this badge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go find a hobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, have another baby.
About 6 months following the death of Gustavus, Maria returned to Sweden, accompanying the embalmed body back to the castle.
Sheesh.
6 months following his death.
Embalmed, though.
Embalmed.
Mummified.
When they showed up, Christina was there to meet them. Quote, I embraced the queen, my mother. She drowned me with her tears and practically smothered me in her arms.
Jeez.
All of a sudden, she's paying affection to her daughter?
No, she was grieving, and she was going to cry on whoever went to embrace her.
I see.
Maria had his heart removed and placed in a golden coffin, which she placed above her bed.
Okay.
All right, I'm
I'm not one to tell anyone how they're grieving, but...
No, that's dope. I'm back in.
Yep.
Was it an embalmed?
First she was crazy, now she's cool.
Was it embalmed? It was embalmed.
I'm back.
Christina went from living in a normal castle with a normal family to her mother being a mad widow.
With a heart above her bed.
Yes.
Evil queen vibes.
Maria made her sleep in the same bed with the mother, under the coffin carrying the heart of Christina's father.
Oh.
In the same bed.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Maria was constantly weeping and in the darkest sorrow from the loss of her king, hours on end, days at a time. Just constant weeping.
Oh, girl.
The drapes and decorations were all black, so they were all appropriate for the mourning.
Yeah.
The body is still just hanging out in the castle this whole fucking time.
Come on.
Is this castle like haunted as shit now, or what?
I bet.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I want to find out now.
Yeah, Maria would go and like talk to the body and tell him how her day went. And ask for his advice.
She's
blah, blah,
delusional.
Blah. Oh yeah.
I mean, we already knew this.
Case like akin to like a grandfather clock, and just be like going up to him, and like putting her hands in the face,
like a fucking Ava Perón casket, like the glass casket. Yeah,
exactly.
God.
Getting a lot of Snow White vibes because this is also
the heart. The heart in the thing.
Dwarves came. I mean. Mm-hmm.
The servants had to distract the queen one day in order to have the body removed.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Repeat
she
that?
had to distract the servants in the castle had to distract the queen one day
so they could get the body out.
So that they could get the body out of the castle.
Hey, Mom, look at me! Hey, don't look over there! Wait, no! Wait! Look what I can do! Look what I can do!
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, look how hairy I am. Is this a new hair on my chin? What's going on? Am I reverting?
It wasn't until 1634, a full year and a half after his death, that the actual funeral procession happened.
Oh,
yikes.
Gruesome.
This was a fucking bad year. Christina was still walking crooked. She had a lot more stress from having to deal with her mother at 7 years old. She developed an ulcer on her breast. She was still kind of...
How old is she?
She's 7.
Oh my God. She developed an ulcer?
Yeah.
Nobody's taking care of her, cleaning her, making sure her sheets are changed.
It's 1600. Like, think about what the...
Doctors are witches, I think.
The standard
she's
of living
royalty.
And, like, hygiene. They still didn't have indoor plumbing. Like, they
Not saying they have indoor
well, also,
plumbing,
like, how would you prevent that other than, like, you don't break her shoulder? How do you know how to fix that?
Not the shoulder thing. I'm still...
No, but that's why she developed it, was because her shoulder was all fucked up and it created this other thing.
I thought it was like a bed sore situation where I'm like, is nobody helping this girl?
No, she had an ulcer and it kind of like burst out of her little thing.
This poor kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, it actually burst out. It came with a high fever, a lot of pain. It stayed bad and bad and bad until the ulcer literally burst out of her breast.
Like the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Oh,
but out of your tit.
Sheesh.
no!
My
Yeah.
titty.
Not the tits!
Not the titties.
Ouchie.
Well, she's a 7-year-old. She didn't have tits.
But still, I mean...
Out the chest, but still.
I mean, I had tits at 7, but whatever.
I did not.
I remember one year I think I was like 11 and all of my classmates were starting to have tits and I was a scrawny fucking kid.
Me too.
And I remember being so frustrated about it and one day I was like, Dad, what if I never get boobs? And he goes,
Why are you talking to me about this?
No, he goes, is there a chance you're so old and decrepit they already fell off?
Oh my God!
Burn.
That is peak parenting.
He was...
Give my daughter...
He's a very funny guy.
Look at you now.
Yeah. That was a really stupid question because he's met my mom.
Did you inherit big boobs?
Oh, yeah. She had to have a reduction
And
after
I
3
did
kids.
not.
Yeah.
Sorry,
oh, no.
dude. Your mom's got heavy hitters?
I got tiggle bitties.
I mean, they're fairly...
Large.
Yeah. And, I mean...
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know if it's just because of her weight.
Did your dad have any sisters?
Yes.
Are they thin like you?
No.
I don't know what to tell you that.
He has an aunt that's thin like me.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
You have a pretty lanky frame.
Yeah. Why? Sorry.
You belong to the mailman.
Funnily enough, no. DNA test confirms no.
Whoa.
Ancestry
How did
DNA.
we- Oh. Man.
My mom and all her sisters
I
always
wanted-
used to
I
joke
wanted
about
a
it.
There was
dramatic
no
story for that
paternity
so badly.
scandal. I did ask my parents once, was like, I swear, because I thought our personalities were so different, I had to have been adopted.
Oh, my God.
And I asked her, and she's like, no, I have pictures. And she's like, no, here I am in the hospital.
I got a
Here
shot
I
of
am
you coming out
pregnant
of my
before
hoo-ha.
you showed up. And here I am literally in the hospital bed holding you.
Here we are,
See those eyebrows?
making you.
No, not those.
Here's your head between my labia.
Yeah, no, none of those. But yeah, no, here's the eyebrows. This is you. I had eyebrows out the womb.
This is the position
Nice.
I was in when you were
You
conceived.
have nice
No.
eyebrows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're darker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So are you.
I'm like, oh, my hair is dark.
You're dark white.
Olive tone. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we call
Dark
that.
white. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not me.
Dark white.
I'm oat milk versus non-fat.
For sure.
That's what I am.
Just a little taupish color.
Or like, really, realistically, because it's Mediterranean almond milk.
Sure.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'll accept it.
Anyway, she gets this ulcer. She bursts out of her tit. She is not having a good time. She hates the dwarves and the buffoons that are all over, like, that are still...
She doesn't like her mom's
She doesn't
TV
like
show?
the mom's entertainment. No, she doesn't like the soap opera of the little people.
Weird.
Maria herself, obviously, was still in fucking lifelong mourning. She was increasingly upset at the, quote, dumb rocks. And
Dumb rocks?
Yeah, the dumb rocks in the mountains of Sweden.
Okay.
Quote,
What did they do?
Quote, the freezing air and all the rest of it. She just hated it. She
Okay.
didn't like Sweden.
Oh, yeah. She's just bitching to bitch.
She's
Bitchin' to bitch,
Yeah, she's bitching.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, that's really bitching.
Once they tried to take Christina away from Maria and she was so hysterical, they let Christina stay for a while longer. They were like, all right.
Let's just keep her away from Maria.
In 1636, when Christina was 10, it became clear that Maria was extremely ill and she was sent away to another town, relinquishing her parental rights to Christina.
We just thought she'd do better on the farm.
How do you
It's a different
solve a
castle.
problem like Maria?
Oh my God, yes.
You send her away to a nut house.
And give her her own people to take over.
Put her in chains and lock her in the basement. It's the 1600s. Where the fuck did they send her?
How do you catch a moonbeam?
Nice. Through the window of your jail cell.
It won't fit in this mason jar.
Christina is now queen. She's being guided by council.
How old
Axel,
is she at this point?
10. Well, she became queen at 6.
No, but I mean, like, now
But
that her
now
mom is
she's-
sent away, how
she's
old
10.
is she? Okay,
She's
cool.
10.
All right, so, she's double digits. She's pretty much an adult at this time.
Right.
I mean, at those standards, yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically.
In that time of history, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, and since the death of her father, she's been raised by her aunt Catherine and basically the friend, uncle, whatever, chancellor,
The extended
Frunkle.
family.
Axel Oxenfree.
Frunkle
Axel
Uncle
Axel.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So, and then the whole council of governance that Axel worked with as, like, here's all of the people that you're going to be working
Guns
with
N'
as
Roses?
an adult. They're all helping guide her and teach her, like, what she needs to know to be queen. She's also getting tutelage from, like, these private instructors that are helping her learn the history and all this shit. She's having a great time.
Yeah, world-class education.
And she fucking loved it. She was
Excellent.
she was a nerdy bitch.
Hell yeah!
She was a nerd. So she would spend
Yeah.
hours and hours and hours studying this shit and would only get, like, maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night.
She's a
by
smart
her
girl.
at her own efforts.
Yeah.
She was up all the time.
Damn.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile.
back at the weird castle, Maria is having a huge little side quest. So we're going to talk about her for a second.
Oh, wait, Maria's having a side quest.
Maria has a little side quest.
Main
So
bitch
she's gotten-
energy.
Yeah, she's gotten, like, kicked out of the castle, right? She's at her other castle. She's got her little, like, side people. She's got her little, like, late people in waiting and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
She spends 3 years at a nearby castle with her German court, who were also people that were, like, from Germany that were waiting on her.
She made it little Germany over there.
Gustavus's sister basically kicked her out because she had tried to kick Gustavus's sister out.
She's like,
It was
no,
no, you go, bitch.
my castle, go get your own castle.
So she's officially part of the court, but she's unofficially exiled, as by this point, Maria was cuckoo banana pants.
Cuckoo banana pants.
She was out of her mind most of the time, and when she was in her right mind, she really missed Brandenburg. She really wanted to go home back to Germany.
Yeah. So, like, when she was out of her right mind, what happened? She would just be
Rantings,
talking.
ravings,
Where's
weeping,
the... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Forget that question.
dwarvery.
Dwarvery.
I don't know.
She's just hosting events.
I don't know. I don't know what she was up to during that time.
Okay.
Wandering the grounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ranting and raving about the past and how she wishes she could change it.
Playing chess with ghosts.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I think she was in the unhaunted castle, the haunted castle. Like,
They're all haunted.
I don't know.
Somebody always dies building a castle.
So Christina's
Pretty sure.
still learning how to be queen. She's making decisions. She is being taught as a royal boy would be taught. She learns 8 languages, so she knows
Shit.
Swedish, German, Dutch, Danish, French, Italian, Arabic, and Hebrew.
My goodness, girl.
Lardy.
Like I said, she loved reading for her hours at a day. She was perfectly content to just absorb everything anyone could throw at her.
Fuck yeah.
One of the decisions she actually had to work on as a young teenager was dealing with her dear mother.
Oh, that's always fun when you're a child to have to take care of your parent.
Oh, yeah. So parentification for sure right now. By the time she was 13, Maria had moved to a different castle in Sweden, and she'd started writing letters of support for enemies of the state during this 30 Years' War. For the first time in years, the two met as Maria was presented to Queen Christina, and Maria was in tears.
Oh, shit.
As per usual.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's new?
She's kind of a weepy bitch, right?
Yeah. Leaky.
Christina had to reason with her not to move down near Denmark, but to keep her up in a castle near Stockholm, which was the capital.
Yeah.
That's where they were ruling
Don't get
from.
too close
She's
to
like,
the enemy.
I want to keep you nearby.
Keep your enemies close.
Not in the capital, but like I want to keep you kind of nearby just in case you go cuckoo banana pants again. I want to be around for it.
Yeah. I want to film it.
Maria returned defeated to that castle, but eventually asked again if she could leave and go to Denmark.
No.
She also, at this point, released all but one of her ladies in waiting, and the two undertook what they called a, quote, periodic fast.
What?
They went on hunger strike.
Oh, I was like, what is that going to solve?
So she writes again, and she's like, hey, I really want to go to Denmark, please.
I'll die for it.
So, but releasing her back to Germany was a really bad look for the Swedes. It was a whole thing. So Christina knew at this point, even as a 13-year-old, that this was like a touchy subject. So she rejects the request to leave, and she invites Maria to live with her in Stockholm.
Oh, risky, but necessary at this point.
Maria realizes that this is a empty request and basically is saying, no, you can't go. And so literally under the cover of darkness, Maria and her lady-in-waiting escaped out the castle window.
Oh my God, with bed sheets as a rope.
They lowered themselves into a rowboat, which was waiting for them at the foot of a castle.
Oh, I wish that I would watch a movie about this.
The the two were rowed across the lake, where they got into a waiting carriage. The carriage then rode directly southwest across the nation of Sweden.
In a speedy getaway.
Yeah, down to literally like...
Grand Theft Auto.
Yep. Under the cover of darkness all night long. And then As the sun rose, they got to the town of Nykoping. Nykoping? Nykoping.
Nykoping, I don't know.
Sure. Where a Danish ship was waiting for them. The ship took them to Denmark, where Maria begged to be allowed to go back home to Brandenburg.
All right, and they said... Survey says?
No.
Oh, why?
Wah, 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 wah.
What letter is that?
Oh, D. I did forget that we had that.
How
That's
dare
wonderful.
you?
Oh.
D for dare you.
So Maria is now stuck in Denmark. She's in the middle of the war, and both countries are being asked to pay money to Denmark, who keep her for the time being.
Just makes me think of like an old-timey version of The Terminal with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, basically. And so
she's stuck
now
between.
Yeah, and so now Denmark is asking Sweden for support, for funds to support
we're taking care of her.
And they're also asking Germany, like, well, she's also your family, so you should also be spent.
She's a new source of income.
Well, and then both countries are like, Maria, who? I don't know. Maria.
Oh,
who's Maria?
I don't really know her.
I don't remember her. Where'd she go? Where'd
she's
she come
just
from?
like a friend of a friend.
New country, who dis?
Yes, exactly. New country, who dis?
We don't know her.
Finally, Christina caved and she paid some money, and Maria became the guest of King Christian IV.
King Christian IV.
She's still trying to get home to Brandenburg, but since she was of the enemy, her brother wouldn't let her come home. Her brother was in charge of Germany at this point, and he's like, no, fuck you. So she literally had to wait until her brother died in December of the same year to be let in by her nephew.
Damn, how old is she by that point?
Oh God, I don't know. She was in her like 40s or 50s.
We weren't really focusing on her.
This is the Queen
Maria.
Regent.
Yeah, this is Maria.
The nephew still demanded that Sweden provide for her, so she was awarded by Swedish government the quote small pension of 30,000 European currency units a year, ECUs. Like all people, though, she eventually got bored. When the war ended in 1648, she returned to Sweden. Christina met her on the ship, and they got caught in a storm for like 2 days.
Oh,
and Christina got sick on it.
Oh, shit, how sick?
Like a flu or something. But she was literally, this is like, Christina's in her mid-20s at this point, or almost 20.
Okay, so she's almost 20. So she's like about somewhere between...
No, she's 22 at this point.
22?
So she's an adult now, and this is like years and years after the last time. This is like 9 years after the last time she saw her mom.
Yeah, so that she doesn't really know her mom at all that much.
And it's crazy. And what's weird to me is like, how do you come out and meet someone on a ship and then get stuck in a storm? Why can't you just like walk back on land? How fucking far away is that port from your castle?
I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look at the map.
Why do you have to be on a ship?
Probably
because
she didn't...
like a rowboat thing that you got to go in and out.
Like a dinghy?
I don't know.
You're a dinghy.
Just call me a dinghy.
No.
Yes, you did.
Prove it.
I'm pretty sure you can hear it in the background of the audio.
Shh, you're a dinghy.
I can kind of hear you.
Roll the tape.
I'm literally going to do that. I'm going to take the cut and then put it in there.
Oh, please do. It's going to be like, ow.
That's what
Never
you deserve.
mind. I'm a
why
fool
you're a
today.
dingy.
I'm a buffoon. I'm one of the buffoons.
Buffoonery.
Yeah, put me in the show.
All right, so we're going to skip ahead a bit, but basically while Christina's been growing up, she's been learning, the council's been teaching her. At one point, Catherine died, and so the council put, like, 4 women in charge of basically being her mom.
Oh, fuck.
They had, like,
Shit.
here's her main lady in waiting, and then here's, like, her main, basically, like, one of them is her lady in waiting, and one of them is, like, her royalty marketing consultant kind of shit.
Okay.
But it's 2 jobs, and it's split between 4 women who all act as, like, these kind of powerful roles over shaping who Christina is.
She has a council of women.
She has a council of women.
As a mother.
As a mother, yes.
Excellent.
My mothers, all
Mom,
4 of them.
1, 2, 3, and where's 4?
4.
4, can you come in here, please? Thank you.
All right, so she's learning on the job. She's being told what to do as a child queen. A lot of it at this point is still military wartime choices that children weren't likely to be making. So a lot of that is relying on her council, her war council that's in the middle of this thing that they've been doing well before she got here. But when her auntie Catherine died, these 4 women, so the 2 head lady in waitings were Beata Oxenstierna, which I think is the wife or the daughter of Axel, and then Ebba Reining, who is another person. I don't know.
Another lady.
Her name is Ebba. I don't know.
Her name is Emma.
The official royal office royal governesses or foster mothers were Ebba Leijon Hoofved and Christina Nat Ochdag. They were appointed to share the position of royal governess. Or they had the title of Up Tuktelsa Forestanderska, which means castigation mistress.
A castigation?
Nobody who speaks Swedish come at me. Like, that was hard. I tried. Castigation mistress, yes.
Okay. What's castigation? It's a dump truck. Dump truck queen. Or dump truck mistress.
That's a whole other thing entirely.
Yes, it is. I believe that's a category.
Send in your dump truck mistresses to wellbehavedwomenpodcast@gmail.com.
Fucking trucks.
Oh my god.
All right, what is a castigation mistress be?
Why do you... I mean, if he knows, I'm very impressed.
I've never actually heard that word.
Because I don't have any idea. I've never heard castigation before.
Yeah, I've never heard this word before. I don't know.
All right. To reprimand someone severely. He was castigated for not setting a good example.
So they hired a dom?
Literally 2 doms to be Dommy Mommies.
Dommy Mommies! Come on down! Oh, that's... Okay, so wait, what?
Dommy Mommy 1 and Dommy Mommy 2.
For who again?
For Christina.
Okay.
So
basically...
once
Disciplinarians.
Auntie Catherine died, they got the head ladies in waiting and Dommy Mommies.
I see. So ladies to help and ladies to hinder.
Yes.
That's one way to put it.
Yes.
That's the nice polite society way of saying it.
So one of the things that I fucking loved about all of Christina's rule, like throughout this whole time, she gave so much money away. She had this pattern.
Hey, girl.
She had this pattern of giving money to the poorest who needed it, and then when the coffers of the fucking kingdom were empty, the government would have to raise taxes, and it would be a whole like round and round thing. So it really drove it.
She's fucking people up.
She's fucking people up, but she kept giving money away because she thought that was the nice thing to do, right?
Oh, bless her heart.
But she also, another thing she did was work out control over the Baltic Sea. So in a series of treaties during a series of wars, she basically worked out for Sweden to have pretty much all the islands in the Baltic Sea, and for the first time, they weren't surrounded by the nations of, like, questionable alliance. Basically, they had their little, like, peninsula of land, and then all the islands that dotted around it were now also under Swedish rule and weren't like potential enemies.
I see.
Christina, as adult queen, had to do what most children have to do when taking over a position of an old fogey reluctant to yield power. She appointed a guy named Salvius to Salvius the Day with some of these treaties, and it wasn't appeasing to some of the people who had been counseling Christina for almost 20 years at that point. That face.
I see what you did.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically do my job.
Thank you.
She just walked right over it like it was nothing.
I know.
She was like, I'm just going to throw it out there and just keep going and see what happens. What do you have to say about that, B? You've been away from your mic for a bit.
Not a damn thing.
He needs more. As usual, he needs more information.
You're not wrong.
Fuck. Christina, for her part, was about gaining and maintaining peace, whatever the cost. Again, with the giving the money away. Just whatever kept people happy. Together with her fake papa Axel, they grew the nobility class. Wait, what? What?
They grew the nobility class.
Yeah, the nobility class.
Interesting that they would expand that rather than keep it tightly controlled. Because that's just what you hear is like the thing that power, to hold on to power, you got to hold it, keep it close. Okay, all right. Girl, what you doing?
They started with around 300-ish families that were in the nobility class.
That's still pretty hefty.
Yeah, by the time her and Axel's like kind of governance together was over, they had about 600-ish families.
Wow.
Yeah. This is very expensive to fund, so they mortgaged a lot of royal property. They also presented nobles with a lot of land that was already occupied.
That's what those royalty families do.
And in some of those cases, the land was donated twice.
Twice? What, like a timeshare?
Oh, yeah.
They had to, like, share this one place, like, and they basically double booked.
Basically, yeah, you're double booked. You guys got to figure it out.
Oh, fuck. So that's going to cause some tension.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, very much so. That is B for bulletin, folks.
B for bulletin. Elsewhere in Europe. So we're at the tail end of the Renaissance. For hundreds of years, the study and practice of art, music, and architecture has been exploding around Europe. We talked about Artemisia a few episodes back, and we are well into her career by the time the 1640s come around. Royalty, as they were usually the people who could pay, loved having all their art on display.
Of course. Everybody's got to see how much money I put into this.
Yeah. I mean, rich people still that do this to this day.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. This is also around the time of the first mass-printed books, as the printing press had gained popularity for the first time, and commoners could read their very own books if they saved up enough money to buy one.
Yeah.
And if they knew how to read.
And if they knew how to read. Thank you for articulating the thought that was brewing.
She loved the arts and she loved reading. She hired a librarian to grow the texts of the nation, and during the war, soldiers would send books back to Christina like they were the spoils of war. Yeah. She was also all about correspondence. She was writing some of the biggest names at the time, including someone you might have heard of called René Descartes. Descartes. Around age 12, she was involved in theater programs, appreciating the form of acting and the memorization of lines. And as she
does love TV.
Yeah, for real. Well, I mean, that was instilled by her dear mother, Maria.
Dear mother. Dearest mother.
Dear mother. As she grew up, these playwrights would come and they'd work with her on performances that she would star in. They'd have like whole theatrical productions and shit. She wanted to focus on growing the arts, and by Valhalla, she was gonna do just that. Her library grew, as did her collection of art and sculptures. Guests to her palace would gasp in awe at her collection, as she had an affinity for the nudes.
Excellent!
Of course she did.
Well, the human body is beautiful.
But she's already been so repressed, it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Also that.
Ah, yes, there's no form more graceful than the arches, no object more whimsical than the female nude.
Yes.
I would say so.
Let's talk about one of the many rumors surrounding Christina's private life, shall we?
Oh, we love digging our nose into the private
Into
lives
other
of
people's
royals.
businesses.
Of royals.
Tell us
People
how
with the
lesbian she
money.
is.
The people with the money.
From the day of her birth, there was confusion about Christina's gender. We've talked about that already. It's been posited by historians she might have been intersex.
Mm-hmm.
In artwork depicting her, the large nose is always prominent. She's always depicted with wild and unkempt hair, and in some of these iterations, she even has like one of those little mustaches here.
Hey, we all have a mustache every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm looking her up.
I'm growing my beard one wildly long hair that sticks out of my face at a time. They always show up out of nowhere, and then it's like 3 inches long. It's like yesterday that was not
they're
there.
exaggerating. I mean, it's a prominent nose.
Look at images of her, like
images.
not the one painting from Wikipedia. What'd you say?
Nothing.
So you stand by it?
That's not what I said. I said I'd still hit it.
Honestly, she is pretty hot.
I'm not seeing images.
In Google?
Yeah,
There's
I'm
not
seeing
a tab that says
Photos.
No, I'm talking about are you talking about photos? Or are you talking about, okay, then
paintings.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, when you said images. I mean, still, seriously, she's hot.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Damn, girl, hi. How are
I have an
you?
issue with it.
Huh?
No.
I have no issues with it.
Yeah, right.
Gonna tap that.
So she's a lesbo queen. Cool.
She's a lesbo queen, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
But she's not the classic feminine princess to queen that they'd expect.
Well, no. From day one, she had a fucking big nose and a real hairy body.
I was just putting it nicely. I'm ever the optimist over here, okay?
So
You gotta stop that.
we speculate wildly now after her birth. Now that we know she may be an intersex child, go on.
In 1942, she got engaged to her cousin Charles.
In 1942.
In 1642,
I was gonna
she
say, how old is she
Nope,
now?
that's my bad. Sorry, guys. In 1642, she got engaged to her cousin Charles, but wrote in many a letter that the idea of marriage terrified her.
Now,
She
which
found it-
Charles is this?
Her cousin.
No,
What?
I know her cousin, but like, is he of royalty in another
think
country? Is he?
I think he was part of like Holy Roman Emperor family,
So the big chins.
like big chins guys. Yeah.
Big chins, the Habsburgs, or I'm pretty sure that's them.
In addition, Christina wrote many extensive and loving letters to her lady in waiting, Ebba Spar.
Ooh, spicy. Tell me more. Tell
Scissor
me
me,
more.
baby.
Tell me more. Does she write like a whore? Because that's what I would want.
Ooh.
In a good way.
She tells us more and more about herself every week.
What?
Nothing.
Tell
Okay.
me more. Tell me more. Did she scissor you?
Probably.
I just love it. She's like, fuck it. I'm going to go after somebody I want.
All right, so Wikipedia plays this like Christina wrote such longing and loving letters to even people she hadn't met, but they don't mention the fact that frequently Ebba and Christina slept in the same bed many nights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just girly things.
Just girl things. In addition, in the late 1640s, she announced that her cousin Charles would be her heir apparent, and she never intended to marry.
Uh-huh.
She was following the example set out far away in England because there was another queen over there that had decided they weren't going to do it, so
Whoever's
she didn't
heard
have
of
to do
her.
it either. She wasn't going to be no wife to nobody.
Nah. This shit's mine.
Yeah.
And besides, yeah, you lose that autonomy when you marry a dude. And these times, because then, like, and even if you're queen, they take over and now they're king.
Actually, so that's not true.
Not in Sweden?
Not in Sweden, I don't think. Or not anywhere. So if you are a king and you marry your wife, it is the king and the queen. But if you come up and you are a queen, when you get married,
that's right.
you are still the queen, but your husband is now the prince.
Even back then.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, never mind then.
Yeah.
Duh, Prince Philip.
Well, it's like, think of England now. Like, even Charles, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he married Elizabeth, he was never the king.
No, Philip. So Prince.
Philip,
it was
thank
always
you.
Prince
Thank
Philip.
you.
It was
That's
never
what I
King
was
Philip.
Right. I guess I'm just so used to the dramas of like the royal court dramas where a queen has to get married to a guy and he thinks he's the king and he tries to take over. It's a whole thing.
I mean,
Never mind.
I guess if we're looking at the example of Philip, that doesn't really do too much to take away from that, because he definitely did try.
I'm also thinking Queen Mary, her husband, Mary the First.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so she...
But she wasn't going to let that happen.
No,
she
was like, I'm on my own.
Yeah. On my own again. I'll forever be on my own again.
One isn't the loneliest number. Have you met Ebba?
I love that. Yeah. So she's writing to Ebba. She's writing to Rene Descartes. She's writing to, like, all sorts of scholars and religious philosophers and just everyone. Like, she's constantly writing letters.
Car.
She's drawing designs of a futuristic mechanical device
called a Volvo.
A vulva.
A vulva.
And it got mistranslated into Volvo.
There it is. The origin story. Mm-hmm. Not really.
We talked about the Mitsubishi Heiress. Have you heard of the Volvo Queen?
The vulva.
Her coronation was held off for 18 years. Her mother had escaped and returned to Sweden by this time. She'd had her whole, like, weird side quest that we kind of went into. And in 1650, boy fucking howdy, did they make up for it.
Oh, shit. What happened here?
The parade wound its way through the town.
A parade?
A parade of, like, hundreds of carriages. Hundreds. It was a distance through the town. The parade was a distance of about 6.5 miles. Like, that was the route. The parade of carriages was so long that by the time the first carriage arrived at the end destination, the last carriage had not yet departed.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
They partied for 3 days.
After how? Okay, so they hadn't seen each other in a long time. I get that.
No. This was her coronation party.
Oh, her coronation
She got
party.
crowned queen, and they were like, let's party.
Okay.
And they partied.
I don't know why I thought her
3
mom showed
days. 3 fucking days. It was a rager.
Damn. Yeah. I would do that.
It was a Renaissance rager.
Yeah, I've already been doing the job, but it's nice to get recognized for it now.
Yeah, she'd been queen for a while, but they officially did the crowning and all that shit. So, I mean, but she'd already been doing it for quite a while, and she was starting to get tired.
Oh, she's getting tired
of ruling. Yeah, she'd been queen since she was 6.
I guess that's true. Yeah, I keep forgetting that she was only 6.
A few months after her coronation, Christina was stressed. She was like a real ball of stress, super stress.
Yeah, party planning's hard.
Big stress.
And queen stress.
So she asked her council if she could please abdicate the throne.
Whoa.
They were like,
no!
You're funny! That was funny! That's a good joke!
You don't even have kids! Who to go to?
Do you even know how expensive that fucking coronation just was? Do you understand what you just did?
It was my retirement party.
We just gave you that queen. Or that crown.
Queen. We just gave you
that crown.
Yeah, but I want to retire. I'm done.
No,
I've been doing this since I was 6, sir.
But you just became queen.
Yeah, but
you just got the crown. We just did this whole thing.
I know.
You got to give us.
If I could just get a word in here,
at least another 10 to 20 years of your life. You're never going to stop being queen.
I am. Yeah, exactly. I'm queen. I decide when I retire. I get the cookie.
No,
I
decide. We just gave you. Did you not hear all of that money that we spent on you and your fucking parade? Do you know how many horses that was? Did you know that for queen. 5 days after that fucking party,
I am queen.
We had people out there scooping up horse
You're not my dad.
Out of the street.
You're not my dad.
The wine list alone will have us in the black for...
The black is good.
Oh, in the red. Decade.
This is why I want to retire. You see what I have to deal with every day? I'm tired.
Anyway, but they refused. They said,
I can see why.
Fuck up, Buttercup.
I do see why they said that.
Yeah.
They're like, why now? After we just did all of this, and you literally just got crowned.
This just happened.
Yeah.
They said, "Good one." No.
Yeah,
you're funny.
You're like, just get Charles in here. Get my Habsburg cousin, the big chin. Get the chin in here.
In 1651, Christina made a decision that lost her some popularity and some sympathy.
She abdicated.
So there was this guy named Arnold Johann Messenius.
Uh-oh, and Arnie.
He was a mathematician and a historiographer.
Oh, right up her alley.
So in 1651, he wrote some satirical pieces about Axel Oxenfree, and in them he accused Christina of being a quote-unquote Jezebel.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Quote, Christina was bringing everything to ruin, and she cared for nothing but sport and pleasure.
That
You know
lesbian
what?
witch.
She doesn't want to get married. She wants to have fun. Fuck her.
Can we?
No, she's
Oh.
clean.
Now she's into girls.
Yeah, she
Just
wouldn't.
girls?
That lesbian witch.
I mean,
Sounded like she
so
was
far
into
it
everything.
seems like it.
The two had a history of a little bit of animosity because Christina kind of kept him in his place instead of taking advantage of people like he tried to many
I'm
times.
going to amend my previous statement. Not up her alley.
So anyway, she'd also promoted him years earlier, and she was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But
Okay.
he'd just called her a Jezebel, so she's like, nah,
it's-
fuck you.
Now I
man,
have
no."
to fire you.
Right. So she had him and his son beheaded.
Oh, Oh, shit. Okay. Well, she had to flex her power a bit, but wow.
Yeah.
That's the punishment for slander.
I guess, yeah, if that was the rule. If that was, yeah. You don't
Put
call
that in
her
your pipe and
Jezebel.
smoke it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Christina had, and I don't know why she had the son beheaded too, but like for some reason that was just whatever. Anyway,
It was like a Daenerys Targaryen decision with Sam's family, the Tarleys.
Ah, yes.
A little bit of that. She fried them both.
Tarley.
in 1651, Christina collapsed.
Oh, shit.
The castle sent for a doctor, and in February of 1652, a doctor by the name of Pierre Bordelot showed up. Bordelot.
Oh.
A man out of France, the Swedish court insisted that he was also nutso crazy cuckoo bananas.
Now, why do they say that?
He was surely nutso crazy cuckoo bananas.
Love the phrasing.
Because instead of recommending bloodletting for Christina's stress, he recommended warm baths, lots of rest, getting enough sleep, and eating a healthy diet.
Oh my God, it's like they wanted to stay in the stupid ages. They wanted to. They just refused to think of a different thing besides she's just crazy
Uh-huh.
because she's a woman.
Yep.
God, it's fucking frustrating. It is so frustrating because they
Very
had
frustrating.
the answer right there.
He must
At least
also
part of
be
it.
a witch.
He was, yeah, they thought he was. It was that
Yeah,
bad.
they were like, what the hell?
He also ordered her to stop her constant studying, and because she'd been averaging a couple hours of sleep a night, often writing well into the night to countless pen pals, studying the newest books with the newest philosophies. She even had a reputation for needing a ton of candles. Servants would be in and out all night to keep up with her constant need for light.
Girl, just like slow down 10%. Just 10%. Listen to Dr. Bardot, okay? Barlow, whatever my name is.
Bordelot.
Thank you. Dr. Bordelot. All right, ma'am? Just take it easy. Take it a break. Shut that! Just like the other people outside that want to.
Just pretend all the
They're calling
cars
her
and
a
the trucks
witch.
are like,
Yeah, they're all
"You
calling.
witch,
Yeah,
you
it's a
witch."
mob outside.
Beep.
I ran out of steam for the bit, but I had something. Thanks. Sorry. Move on. I'm embarrassed. I'm an
At least it wasn't
embarrassment.
an hour-long story that
Oh
had no
my
ending.
God! Will you guys let it go?
Never.
Please. I'll
Never.
tell a better story.
We know. You'll tell a better story next time because of the embarrassment you suffered of this story.
Maybe I'll just never tell stories because now I'm
That's not
everything
the
in my
point.
life is now I'm gonna be like I don't know
no.
if it's interesting enough.
No, it's not that the story wasn't interesting. It's that you have to find ways to make it more interesting or tell it in a way that makes it more interesting. It's not that just because just because one story fell a little flat doesn't mean that you're uninteresting or that the thing that happened to you wasn't interesting.
Okay, so I'm not okay. So
It's just the way that it was told. That's all.
all right.
We went on literally the most.
If we could just stop talking
the most
about it, and move
entertaining
on to the
part of
next.
it was the fact that
Why
it
do we
took
have to
so
keep talking
many
about it?
pathways to get to where you were going.
To make sure you don't
Why?
feel bad.
Thanks, because this is helping.
Anyway, she had to give up studying, which was also unbearable to Christina, who had no idea what to do with herself with all this energy and nothing to study.
Literally take a bath.
Yeah. So she'd already memorized countless sonnets, and so she was good there from memory. She could kind of read that or write it down or whatever. And every once in a while, Doc Bordelot would sneak in erotic sonnets by an Italian
What?
blackmailer, Pietro Aretino.
Why is her doctor giving her erotic sonnets?
From an Italian blackmailer?
From an Italian blackmailer.
Yeah, that's the guy who wrote them.
Okay.
The erotic
So
sonnets.
then why would he give the sonnets to her? To say,
No,
hey.
he would sneak them in his little suitcase when he came to check on her, and he would read them to her, and then he'd leave with, sneak them out.
So
But there were 16 of them
so
from an Italian blackmailer.
She knew this guy was a blackmailer, or no?
That's just one of the reasons he's famous. He's a poet and a blackmailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's a profession?
Sure.
That's what he's
He was
notable
an
for,
Italian
apparently.
blackmailer. That
Yeah, right.
literally seemed like his profession, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Did it enough
I'm
to where
so
that's what he was known for.
Yeah. And his erotic sonnets, so.
Yeah.
Did she like this guy, or she just liked his sonnets?
She had a huge fucking library of things that she'd already read, and they took them away from her. She was going to listen and enjoy anything that was read to her, but also she had an affinity for naked and
Businesses.
lascivious things.
I see.
Lewd and lascivious
so
behaviors.
she was just like, I just want to hear the dirty stuff.
Or
Yes.
any stuff, but he'd snuck in the dirty stuff
Because he
that
knew
was
what she
fun.
liked.
Yeah.
Okay. So he knew his audience.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry for the confusion. We could continue.
The Swedish court was incensed about this doctor and his ways. His ways.
Yep.
They tried to get Christina to change. She was like, no, you cannot keep letting this doctor tell you to take warm baths. Clearly, you need to be sucked by a slug,
Continue.
a water
Uh-huh.
slug, until you get better, until you're drained of all of the sickly blood inside of your system. Instead of taking a nap, let's bleed you to death.
So with leeches.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's the word you were trying to go for.
that warlock is going to kill you with all of your naps and your lettuce.
But the naps-
Don't eat your greens.
But I feel better when I nap.
No.
I feel better when I eat.
We need to
healthy.
bloodlet you.
But my blood is supposed
Let
to be.
the slugs drink your juice.
No, and ew, I don't like the way you're saying this. Sir, if you could just listen to me for 1 second.
That's the night.
Stop thinking about the slugs and the sucking. I don't like this imagery. Stop. Naps it is.
They're angry slugs because they bite.
They're vampire slugs.
Yeah.
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 And they get fat when they're full.
Yeah, they were like, he's a...
When they're full of blood.
They thought he was a snake oil salesman. They're like, no, this can't possibly
I'm
help
a
you.
slug oil salesman.
Obviously.
There's a clear difference. That was good.
That.
That was good.
Would you like your slugs served pre-feed or post-feed?
With salt, please.
Bloody or non-bloody?
Engorged.
I like it medium rare.
There you go.
So engorged, medium rare?
Like medium engorged.
Medium engorged, okay.
Medium engorged, medium rare.
Give me 15 minutes.
No, like he forgot he had like an appointment halfway through dinner and like he had to run.
Ah, yes. Right away.
a hasty feed.
He got swatted.
The lunch to go.
I think I have just the thing you're looking for.
He had a McFlurry. So it was
Snack
blood.
size.
McFlurry. Okay.
So Christina's being taken care of by this doctor. She's being read dirty sonnets by him. But she's still having to rule. She's still having to make these inter-country decisions and all this shit.
Yeah.
There's a very brief period of peace, but it's, people are already being dicks about it. Anyway, she's still studying, and she is starting to get kind of more obsessed with this other passion, love thing of hers. She very much enjoyed reading religious texts.
Oh, you don't want to mix the two.
Well, it started growing more specific towards one specific religion right around the time that Doc Bordelot showed up.
Is it the Catholic religion?
Oh, look, it says, look at that. It says, what does that say? It says Cathol.
Cathol.
Yeah. So, Christina was very well read. She enjoyed a lot about reading religious texts, and the 30 Years' War at that point was literally about Catholicism versus Protestantism in Germany and Sweden.
Can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
She's going to like dirty, dirty nuns in the future. Anyway. What's this face?
It's not true, but boy, do I fucking want it to be.
Yeah, I know. I kind of want her to be like, I'm going to become a nun. And then she just kind of secretly just has a whole nunnery of choices.
To be the nun.
What's the name of the nuns that are up in that weird castle in Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Wicked Snoot. Or whatever their names.
A spanking.
Oh! Everybody's like, oh yes, a spanking,
yes.
They're not the ninny nuns, are they? What are they?
No, those are the knights who say "nee."
Yeah, no, it's oh god. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember. But they're very funny.
Anyway.
Oh, it's Zoot, not Snoot.
Zoot.
Wicked Zoot. She lit the lamp again. Or something like that. Her chalice, like Holy Grail shaped lamp.
Zoot and Dingo.
Zoot and Dingo?
Oh, yeah, Dingo. Mm-hmm.
What?
She was
Her twin sister.
Yeah.
Attila the Nun.
Wait, Attila the Nun?
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't hear somebody named Dingo in there, my bad. I'll have to watch it again.
Castle Anthrax. Just the nuns of Castle Anthrax, that's all.
That's it.
Castle,
the Castle
Anthrax.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you.
So she was, as her parents before her, a real Protestant gal. But which Protestant thing she was part of seemed to change from year to year as an adult, and she often adopted the philosophies that she was studying at that point.
I mean, don't we all?
She's kind of wishy-washy in her beliefs, right? Catholic nuns, though, as she thought, had it real fucking good.
Nobody's trying to get them married off.
Yeah, they never got married or had to have a lover at all. And she loved the purity with which nuns lived their lives.
Again, I'm just saying this all sets up really, really well. Anyway.
For lesbianism?
For the dirty, dirty nun theory that I had. But
nun
I
orgy?
don't know. Maybe. Do you, ladies, if you want.
Sounds like a really...
But if they also want to...
sounds like a really... like 90s porno, like Nun Orgy 7.
You know it's out there.
The septology of the Christianity.
There's got to be, first of all, the rules of the internet. If it exists, there's
Rule
porn
34,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
But also, like, there's so many, like, they're out there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going to say anything.
For all those young
You're not gonna give yourself
people,
away.
for all those young people who had a hot nun as a teacher or something like that.
Did you have a hot nun as a teacher?
No,
Is that
none
what
of-
we're talking about here?
No, I didn't have a hot nun as a teacher. Sorry to the nuns.
Okay, I
of
didn't
St.
have a hot nun
Scholastica.
as a teacher, so where are we getting this from?
It's porn.
I
Did you?
knew. Well,
No, it's just like, I'm just thinking like that's one way people end up with this.
Oh, okay.
I knew a girl
Potentially.
who
I'm not sure.
was going to be a nun who was super hot, but isn't a nun. And
Nah.
decided
She
not
changed
to be.
her mind.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
But she grew up super religious. I didn't know her like super personally. I just knew her like through somebody else. But it was in college, and I would see her like play softball and then like be in her like nun like outfit on campus.
In her habit?
It was very strange. Shout out Molly. I think she's married with kids now. Good for her.
Good. Christina made up her mind. She wanted to be Catholic. She wanted to worship Cathol
Good luck with this.
She wanted to feel guilty all the time.
all the time. Coincidentally, this is also around spring of 1652 when, around, like, this is a couple months after Bordelot shows up. She had been driving.
Driving.
She had been...
Cruising.
Yeah, she'd been cruising. No, she'd been writing to like scholars back and forth over the last year, and two scholars basically heard through the grapevine from someone else that she had been writing.
Oh, damn.
That she had all these interests in common in their work and like all of the shit that she'd studied. So they just showed up to Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just walked on up.
Yeah, they're like, hey, can we talk with Christina about math and shit?
And they're like, no, who the fuck are you people?
No, that literally they were like, yeah, let's go.
Oh, shit. They
Come
were
on
like,
in.
yeah, come meet her.
Come on in.
I don't know what to say. I don't. Cool. I have no words.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about math and shit, and some of that shit was really interesting and deep shit. Catholic views on sin, the immortality of the soul,
And
rationality, and free will.
And shit.
And shit. Yeah. By May of 1652, Lutheran Lady Christina decided to become Catholic Lady Christina.
All right.
Which is funny because, like, Lutheranism is just like Catholic light, so she just got super more intense about it.
Yeah, she's like, I want to feel guilty all the time.
I want to do all the rituals and say
Yep.
all the Latin, and Jesus Christ.
Yep. She really couldn't do that in Sweden, though, obviously, for fairly obvious reasons. Yeah.
Sweden was not having that.
So she decided to abdicate the throne.
She's trying again.
She's trying again.
All right.
Yeah, and this had been set up slowly over the years, all within the right political moves, basically setting it up to where it was just really easy to do it.
Now it's like,
She said, I want to
tried.
be a nun, damn it.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I tried doing this before.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it real easy for you.
Exactly. In 1649, she had already announced that she wouldn't marry, and she would leave Charles in charge of their days and their nights.
Charles in charge.
There it is. I like that one better.
That's all I know is Charles in charge is a show.
Charles in charge.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I was going off of, have you ever seen that Rugrats show where they all grow up and it's called All Grown Up?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that theme song sticks in my head and I'm pretty sure that's the theme I was singing.
Chucky, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know Chucky, that's...
I know
That's-
all the Rugrats.
Yes.
Yeah?
And as when he grows up, he's Charles, and he's Charles in
Tommy,
charge.
Dill, Phil, Lil, Susie.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
what are
he's
we doing
Charles
here?
in charge.
I know all the Rugrats. I told you. I've been here for years.
The twins?
Phil and Lil.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Kimmy, Susie, Angelica, Dill. What do you,
Okay,
what do you want?
I just was like, I couldn't remember if you said the twins' name and I just double checking.
Come on.
are you gatekeeping the Rugrats?
No, not at all.
She sure is trying to.
It feels like you're gatekeeping the Rugrats a little bit.
All right, I'm going to go back to my grave now.
Do you know that Busta Rhymes is the voice of Reptar? You do now.
Yeah, that's a great little factoid. No, not a factoid, a fun fact. Because factoid is something that you think is a fact, but it's not actually true.
Whoa.
Yeah. All right, so Christina decides to leave Charles in charge.
Love
And
it.
the only people that were upset about this were all of the nobility. They were like, you can't do that. And everyone else was like,
he's an idiot.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we're like, honestly, our lives don't change.
Our lives change like zero at this point. So
Yeah,
go
so
for
like,
it.
fuck
Yeah.
you.
In 1653, as she'd already decided she was going to
Take
take the
I was
step
gonna
to
say
be
take
Catholic.
the black.
Yeah, take the black. She had already been being cared for by her doctor, all this stuff. But in 1653, she established a weird fraternal order meant for
Cars.
She established a weird fraternal order meant for important men, quote, who participated in the Queen's most intimate pleasures.
Whoa.
Love it.
Excellent.
The group was called the Order of Amaranti. It was founded with the limit of 15 knights of Amaranti, all of whom had to swear to remain unmarried.
All right.
And all had to have huge dongs.
Swords.
They didn't say that, but, you know.
It's implied.
Right.
We're having a very special sword fight tonight.
Sheesh. I don't think it was 15v1.
I didn't say that either.
Well, you're implying. I mean,
I didn't.
it's one at a time, probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit.
I mean, you know, it's up to them.
Maybe it's four
No,
at
it's
a
a
time.
whole
Who knows?
procession.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
People are nice. They take turns.
That's why they call it a train.
Some
They have a
people
few
are
minute
nice.
rotations where they can kind of hit every station.
Do you think it like they
And
like
then they move on.
tag in, tag
Yeah,
out?
they tag
Yeah,
in,
well,
tag out.
Everybody's got
And at the
different
end,
skills.
everybody goes around,
You
goes, good
rotate
game, good
through
game,
which
good
one-
game.
Yeah, you rotate through which thing you're
Everybody
doing.
doesn't do everything the same.
yeah.
Everybody's got different skills.
take-
You
you
gotta-
take
Good
turns.
bang, good bang, good bang.
Good bang. Nice. Yeah.
They slap each other's asses as they walk
Yeah,
by.
it's like a
Bang,
line
bang,
like you
bang.
used to in sports.
Nailed it.
All
They
right.
just tap her on the head. Good job.
Good job. Good man. Need a pillow?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
This is why my family can never hear this podcast.
Royal gangbang.
Straight from Wikipedia.
Okay.
The members of the order had to take part in a supper on Saturday evening at Jacobsdal, called, quote, the Feast of the Gods, in the Happy Arcadia.
Everybody's
Okay.
just sucking each other off. Nice.
Denmark's national steward, Corfitz Ulfeldt, was god Jupiter.
Whoa.
Spanish ambassador Antonio Pimentel was dressed as a war god Mars.
Okay.
And Poland's crown chancellor Hieronym Radziejowski as Bacchus would come into the hall on a barrel with a large vinstop in hand.
Oh, hell yeah. They're LARPing
They're
as the
partying.
gods.
And partying so hard.
That is excellent.
It's literally a feast of the gods, and we're all just going to pretend that we're gods.
Can I go? I mean, depends on how the rest of the night goes. Maybe I should wait and get more information.
You don't even drink.
It's about
I can
that's
bring
about the
weed with
information
me.
that I had, and it only
I'm time traveling. I'm gonna keep weed on my person at all times so that wherever I go, I'll be good.
No, because of the time loop vortex, it will travel back in time and it'll age.
What about my clothes?
It'll go stale real quick.
So am I going to show up in the past naked? Are my clothes going to
You
shrink?
wish. Oh.
No, but your clothes are processed from fibers.
Okay,
They're not
cool.
the actual plant anymore.
What if I got... All right, fine, vape pen.
That could work. Yeah.
Okay, vape pen it
pen.
is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Modern solutions.
Thank you. I'm going to write that down for my time traveling notes.
Okay.
Again, her first question was, am I going to be naked when I show up there? She's so sexually repressed. I'm sorry, my friend.
What? Excuse me?
We're seeing it today, yeah.
Just, you said earlier how badly you needed to get laid.
Okay, this does not
We're
need to be on the
seeing it, yeah.
podcast. You do not need to
Okay, edit
put
it
that
out.
Edit that part out. That is off the record.
Nope, it's on the record. Horny Hannah.
Oh,
needs to
this
get
is off
laid.
the record.
Horny zombie Moses.
I forgot.
Horny zombie Moses.
Yeah.
No. I was trying to I forgot we all have our own mics though. I was trying to trying to yell at you guys so I can drown you out, but all she has to do is edit me out.
Yeah, literally, I just have to go, let's take Hannah down just a peg.
I think you guys did
You wanna
that really
peg
well.
Hannah?
You guys just did that very well.
Yeah, let's do it. Just to get it out of her system.
Jesus.
Anyway,
Is that a no?
I didn't hear what you said.
nothing.
She said take you down a peg, and I told her she wanted to peg you.
Anyway, in 1653, she ordered a huge shipment of 6,000 of her books and manuscripts to be shipped away to Antwerp, which is a northern city in Belgium.
Antwerp.
In 1654, in February of that year, she announced that she was going to abdicate the throne. She wasn't asking this time,
No.
she was telling.
Just ask for forgiveness later.
Pizza.
But it's happening now.
I'm
The
out.
council was none too happy about this
Of
and told
course.
her that she'd regret it. They're like, this is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. You've been officially queen for 4 years. You're still in your 20s. What the fuck are you about?
Yeah. She's like, I'll figure it out later.
I want to bang all these knights I just hired to party with.
That is true.
The council was none too happy about this, but it was done. In May of that year, she had to do an abdication ceremony in which every piece of queenly regalia she had was taken off piece by piece.
Okay.
Seems a little dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last one,
We're going to publicly shame you for leaving.
oh, it gets worse. The very last piece of regalia that they had to remove was her crown, and it was supposed to be removed by the court official who'd removed everything else. But the man just stood there and stared at her.
And made her do it herself.
And made her do it herself.
Oh, that's harsh.
Her abdication speech was, but you know what? It was actually because he was like really sad that she was leaving. He went on the record later.
He's like, I
and
can't do it.
Literally, he was like, I didn't have the heart to do it. Yeah. Her abdication speech was short and sweet, and she thanked everyone for their support and wished Charles well.
Okay.
For Charles's part, he was dressed in black as though at a funeral, and he was crowned king the same day.
Okay. He read the room.
And if that's what they're doing, like if she's already said, hey, this guy's going to be my successor, then just, you might as well.
Yeah.
Might as well, yeah. Like, we're already here. Yeah. Let's just do it. And we're all dressed up already. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had been gifted a castle, so she had to give that back.
I get it.
She had all that art and those sculptures. She had tapestries and books. She had all of that shipped to Belgium. So basically, like, everything that she'd spent a lot of money on over the past few years to build arts and libraries.
Well, you said you didn't want to be queen.
She literally took it with her.
Like,
You said it.
I don't have anything else. What are you talking about?
You made us do this.
This is everything. Everything
this
was
is
in the
all
castle.
mine.
I left it all in the castle.
So like leaves the key on the counter
The
and
whole
walks
thing
out.
is empty. Like, it's literally one of those, like, the end of the middle of the Grinch where he, like, takes all the stuff from Christmas. There's a little wire kind of, like, around the little toxic. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
All the hanging pieces for where the art was sitting and where the
This is what it
tapestries
looked like
were
when I
hanging.
lived here. What are you talking about?
It's got, like,
The security
burn
deposit.
marks
She gets
from the
like
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets dinged on the deposit.
She left Sweden bound for Brussels, but was riding through less than friendly territory. This was no problem, though, because Christina dressed like a man most of the time anyway.
There it is.
She thought men's clothes were far more comfortable and useful in day-to-day life than were dresses, as most of us know.
Yeah.
Although now I love a good summer sundress with pockets.
Yeah, I like a long dress when I'm like, I just, I don't know. I like
It's one
light,
piece of clothing.
It's lighter.
That's it.
But she's dressing how she wants. That's what we need.
me too.
She's wearing pants on a horse. It's a whole thing. But it allowed her to kind of get by. And because she already kind of looked mannish anyway, she was able to get by as a man pretty fucking easily on the road.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Fake mustache, you think?
Doubt it was necessary.
Don't think it was fake.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about it.
We did talk about the mustache.
Just put a hat or a hood up.
Literally, I think it was like she had a hat and like a men's like blazer or whatever.
Pants,
tunic.
probably.
Yeah. So she disguised herself and she rode southwest through Denmark and Germany to get into Belgium.
Woo!
All right.
On the
Road trip.
again. Just can't wait to get back on the road again.
And that is the end of part 1.
Oh, I was going to say, I wonder what kind of games they played in the carriage. Do you think they had, like, instead of a license plate game, they're like, it's the horse breed game?
Couldn't say.
Yeah.
Not too sure.
Like, what
I think
do you do?
you had different breeds of horses for the type of carriage and the type of like hauling you were doing.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
So like long haul horses were going to be a little bit skinnier, but if you needed to like haul heavy shit,
that's
it would
when you
be
need a
like the
Clydesdale.
Clydesdales. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A draft horse. A Belgian draft horse.
Nice. We're going to call her Blue Moon.
You call it whatever you want, but that's what they would have used in that part of the
Oh,
world at
I
that
thought you were
time.
making a beer joke.
No, it's just a weird random fact I have about that.
I guess a cool fact. Cool fact.
Because horses are cool.
Horses are so cool.
Yeah.
So are cars.
Love an equine.
Yep.
It's been a fucking podcast.
It has been a podcast. All right. Well, we're going to find out what she does next episode.
We'll be back next week to figure out what she does after she is queen.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
Most of this has literally, like, all the episodes of podcasts that I've listened to about this woman before have basically turned her whole life into, like, a half an hour episode.
Oh.
And
I don't know.
We're doing the opposite. We're doing a deep dive.
Yeah, I think a deep dive is necessary here. She's fascinating.
She's doing a lot of shit. Yeah,
Seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear what she does with her new life.
Yeah.
Because it's just the moves she's making. I want to go be a nun, but I'm also going to have these nights and we're going to do LARPing parties and it's going to sound like we're fucking.
And we're
wants her to
definitely
put
going
the
to fuck at the
moves
end
on
of
her.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just fascinating right now. I'm loving it.
Hannah's going to go home and think about Christina a lot.
Hannah's going to go flick a
What
bean to
narrative
Christina.
are
yeah.
you guys writing?
Horny Hannah Zombie Moses.
Why?
It's a new art.
Because you're fucking horny.
Oh, shut up.
The latest in a series.
I'm not going to tell you anything about my life anymore. It's all going to be fodder for the podcast.
love you.
I know.
It's not
All
fun.
of our lives are fodder for the podcast. Come on.
Exactly. And there's 4 people that listen.
That's true.
So they probably already know what shit's
Well,
going
we get
on.
like maybe just about 20 a week.
I'm just
20 an episode.
Something like that. There was a little, so every once in a while I'll look and see like what episodes people are listening to. And I saw today or yesterday, I think someone had listened to like the first 5 or 6 and
Yeah.
So it was someone listened to the latest one, and then they went back to the beginning and they started listening to the old ones.
Oh, we
So,
love you.
Thank you for going back to the beginning.
Say hi if you feel like you want to. What email is it, B?
So happy to have you.
wellbehavedwomenpodcast@gmail.com.
But thank you for listening. That makes us so happy.
Yes, thank you. Welcome to the show. Yeah.
This
Bye.
is chaos. It's fun
It's pretty chaotic.
in a great way.
You can find us on socials at
wellbehavedwomenpodcast@gmail.com.
He's got the email.
Well Behaved Women Podcast is the Instagram, the Threads, I think the
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not, it's Well Behaved Women Pod, so it's pretty much going to pop up.
And we started recording shorts.
Yes.
Yes, we are officially launching our Patreon.
Yay!
Woo!
We are taking our words and slowly putting them into action.
We've been talking about this forever.
The Discord is nearly fully set up. I got the rules. I got the different channels set up.
So all 5 of you that actually listen and
Can
have
introduce
mentioned-
each other.
Yes.
You guys can talk.
Come and talk to us.
Or just to each other.
Yeah.
Any
Anyway.
activity is lovely. All right. Yes.
This has been a fucking show,
Yeah, this
man.
has been the podcast. Thank you.
That's probably going to have to get cut out because of copyright.
That's
Yeah,
what I
get
was
that
just
shit
trying to
out of
ask.
there.
I was like, should I ask?
Get that shit out.
So you'll hear like nothing but
Put
us
that thing back
singing.
where it came from, or so help me.
So help me.
Happy fall, going into winter.
Bye. Bye.
Later.